everybody, it's me again. I was able to take the pattern that I've been making and take it off of the dress form I've got, and I was able to, I've actually started marking out the lines definitively, I think that's the word, making them darker and kind of smoothing them out. And what I'm using to smooth out the lines are these right here. I don't know if any of you who are, let's see, beginners don't know what these are, but these are French curves, and I actually bought a set of them, you can see this, to work with my sewing stuff. And you actually need these. Well, you don't really need them because I've used plates and anything you can think of to make my curves straight, but it's a lot easier to use them. And I've just been finding the curve that matches my pattern the best and using that to smooth it out. I wanted to show you, I'm still working on the pleat, but here is the top of the dress. If you can see that very well. The top of the dress. And I have a little bit extra over on this side for the, well, it's not really for the seam so much, but it's because, let's see, how do I say that? I used a smaller piece that I had practiced on earlier, and so that's how I got this extra piece. Here, right here, is the dart, and I'm still working on making that darker, but you can see on one side that I've already started on it. And I wanted to tell you that when you're making a dart like this, I don't know, I'm sure there's probably some type of video on this. When you're making a dart like this and you put it on your dress form and then you pull the dart together, that you take the needles and you make it tight. So you take the needles and you turn them sideways and you pin from here to here, and then you mark that before you take the needles out, because if you don't, you're going to be in big trouble. And that's probably a stupid thing to say because everybody you would think would get that. But anyways, so I did the curve down here, and you can see it very carefully. Buzz. Anyways, I did this curve down here, and right about here is where the hip starts coming in. Now, I'm going to be doing most of this, like I said before, straight, but I have a very slight curve. And the reason I want the slight curve is because if you take it out like this and you pull out a wider curve on this front piece, it is not going to hang right. It's going to, when the fabric hangs, it's going to hang forward and make a pucker at the bottom of the dress. So using the squares on this, I did like every half of one of the little squares, and I just kept going out sideways. Thanks to my mom, that was an idea of hers. Hi. But anyways, I did that, and now I'm fixing to cut it on the edge, and I'm not adding, at this point, I am not adding the seam allowance. I want to actually sew this dress, hand sew it, but I might French sew it, which is folding it one way, sewing it, and then folding the seam in and sewing that too. But I'm not going to put the seam allowance in here. I'm just going to cut it right where it's going to be so that I can make the next piece of the dress, which I'm fixing to start working on now. So I'll see you in a little bit.